Hey guys, I'm Cal from Kelly T Black Metal Reviews. Happy New Year! I am back with more reviews. Believe it or not, I'm still catching up on brilliant albums that came out on the arse end of 2020, including the album that I'm talking to you today about, which is A Moment of Silence. It is the debut full-length album by UK black metal one-man band Borogor. Now, this is Borogor's first release, and I have to say, A Moment of Silence, this is anything but that, because this album is 10 tracks of intense, filthy black metal, and I properly love this album. The melodicism it offers, its rawness, the savagery of musicianship throughout this album, that highly distorted vocal fold that just is so hooking. It just seems to have so much temper behind it. It's as if this vocal fold is being forced so hard into the microphone that it just ends up sounding completely murky and beastly. The opening track, it is the title track off the album. It's one of my favorites for now, and I say for now because I'm still working my way through this album. It is one that will totally open up with every listen. I keep finding different things within each track that I'm enjoying more and more. But as it stands, the title track is one of my favorites. The riffs are just so thick, and they're overlaid with this melodic trem picking that's just impossible to ignore. The lyrical content that's screamed at you is just so despairing, and it's just a monster opening track to this album. I loved the variety of tempo throughout this album, with some tracks such as Haunted by Your Ghost that are just full of maximum blast and unrelenting riffs that properly cane, and full throttle vocal assault. It just throws such an ominous ambience over the entire soundscape. And other tracks pull up the speed to this album and offer a much heavier, slower burn, such as the track Meet Your Maker, and one of my favorite tracks off this album, which I found and stumbled across on this artist's Instagram page, which made me completely fall in love with this sound, and it is Bring Out Your Dead. I mean, what a macabre sounding track this is, even just by its title. This is stained with such melancholic drum tracks reeking of death and those low-toned guitar patterns of morbidity. This track is both haunting and melodically bleak. Guys, there is so much emotion within this album. It's resentful emotion, it's grim, and all combines harshly to well-executed levels, that's for sure. There definitely does shine some progressive black metal elements throughout this album, but I would not silo this into prog black metal at all, because there's also some remnants of death metal in there as well, and I think you guys will recognize that and enjoy hearing that. So this is far from one-dimensional black metal. It's far from cookie-cutting black metal. I found it pretty unique. The vocals are so damn intrusive. I gotta tell you, this sound is so hostile. It's very prominent across the soundscapes as well, giving a very primitive sound to the overall album, and plays a massive role within this album, I gotta say. And it's quite exhausting after a while, because it just does not give you a rest from those highly distorted screams and those large gutturals. The man can also riff. I know I've mentioned this throughout this review, but there's places within this album that my ass was just properly kicked. It's so crushing and so raw, and both harmoniously executed at times. I gotta say, Borogor has just come storming out of an abyss with this full-length album. No prior singles, no fucking around with demos, just bam, full-length album, and it's pretty damn solid. It's a fucking ripper in my opinion, so please do check this out for yourself. Let me know what you think. I love to have a conversation around these albums, and whether we're aligned or not, let's have a chat about it. You can grab yourself a copy. There are cassettes still available through Bandcamp, or you can contact the artist directly. But give this one a go for sure. And of course, follow Borogor on Bandcamp, Instagram, and Facebook. To Borogor, I was so keen to hear this after you teased us with those little snippets of tracks to come, and I'm so glad I dived into this album. It did not disappoint me one bit. It's so layered, and it's one that just keeps evolving for me, and I love albums like this. So killer job in my opinion, and cheers for the metal. Guys, if you have enjoyed this review, please follow Kelly T Black Metal Reviews on YouTube. Hit subscribe, tap those notifications so you don't miss these deadly albums that we are talking to you about every single week. I'm Kelly T. This has been my Black Metal Reviews.